Are you constantly getting delayed or denied when you go to purchase a firearm? This video is for you. Welcome back to Hunt and Shoot. Let's talk about the voluntary appeal file today. This is a very important step. If you are somebody who goes to purchase a firearm and you are constantly being delayed, or maybe you've been denied in the past and you're very frustrated, the voluntary appeal file is for you. Now, interestingly enough, I was at an FFL yesterday transferring a firearm into my name, and I uploaded my UPIN into the 4473, I think is it called, the form. If I get this stuff wrong, some of it I'm going to get wrong. Don't hold it against me. Anyways, the sales associate or whoever was helping me was like, "Hey, what's this UPIN deal?" And I said, "Hey, do you ever get anybody who comes in here to try to buy a gun or try to transfer a gun and they get stuck in a delay, maybe 1 or 2 or 3 or more days, or a deny?" He's like, "Happens all the time," right? So it's not that uncommon. Now, I don't know the exact reason for why you're getting a delay or you're getting a deny. If you get a denial, you can request that reason. With the delay, there's probably some like wires getting crossed in the NCIC that's leading the system to go, "Hey, we got to do some additional research." And that could be a name match, or maybe your social security was used, or who knows the reason, right? It's the federal government. So what happens with a voluntary appeal file? Now, if you go to the FBI website and you put in voluntary appeal file, it's going to take you to a page. Now, there's 2 options to start this voluntary appeal file. The first one is you can do it electronically, and the second one, you can do it via mail. I did mine via electronic, and I got my voluntary appeal file completed. Took approximately 14 days. Now, I knew the exact reason why I was getting denied, so I included all of the documentation that they would need in that voluntary appeal file. If you're getting a delay, you probably don't know why, so there isn't much you can do to try to hedge against that. But if you do the electronic version, the first step it's going to have you do is go in and create an account there. Once you get that account set up, the next step is you are actually going to be going, I did mine at the post office. There's other service providers that you can do this. I'd recommend going to your local post office and submitting a 10-point fingerprint analysis, right? I think it's $50 or something. So you set up your voluntary appeal file on the FBI website. They'll send you out a link. It'll say you're going to do it, and then it'll send you a QR code. You go into the post office, you pay the $50. They're going to take your fingerprints and they're going to electronically upload them into the FBI. Now, what this does is when the FBI runs your background, they don't have your fingerprints on file, so they don't really know who you are. All they have is your data. You're you're just a digital entity. When you provide your fingerprints, they're able to go in, identify exactly who you are, and link up your 2 files. So if they're crossing wires for an additional person, what this is going to mean for you is now they're going to be able to go, "Oh, this is this person," right? So you submit your fingerprints. If you have some documentation, maybe you have a restoration or something else that's going to be important, or maybe there's a case that was impacted and your right was restored as a result of that, be sure to include that documentation in your voluntary file upload, right? Because you want them to have everything available when that FBI examiner comes back in and takes a look at it. You want them to be prepared to be able to see exactly who you are, right? And why. So once you upload that, I got notification from the FBI. I think it was like 5 minutes later. They said, "Hey, we got your XYZ. We got your fingerprints uploaded." So from there, they are going to send you an email. That email is going to have a link to the appeal website, and it's also going to have a PIN number. So once they have that, you're going to get this green bar. That green bar never moves, ever. If it's green, it's good, but it ain't going to move. You can check back every day. I did. I have a little case of the OCDs, and I wanted this gun. I wanted this gun bad. So I was checking 8, 10, 12, 15 times. I was afraid I was checking so many times that I might just get a denial because this guy's crazy, right? So maybe check it once a day. Check it in the afternoon. Check it once a week. Do whatever you want. For me, it took 2 weeks for them to complete the appeal. They took my fingerprints, my documentation, they linked it all up, and they sent me an email. And in that email, it said, hey, your documents are ready. Your voluntary appeal file is complete. So I went back into that portal. So be sure you save that email for this. Opened up the email, clicked the link through, added in my PIN, and then there were some documents there. So what happens is when you do a background check, for very specific reasons, your data is cleansed from the system because they don't want a registry. That was kind of like they're trying to avoid this registry type system or licensing type scheme. So your information isn't stored there. The voluntary appeal file, you're allowing them to store that information. And so once you get that UPIN information, whatever your 6-digit code is, when you go back in now, and every single time you make a purchase, you bring that UPIN with you, you put that in there. It's like the step 3 or step 5 or whatever, you put your UPIN in. I cleared my background check in about 5 minutes yesterday. This will solve 99% of your delays in the future. They'll be able to link it up to you, get you approved, and get you out the door. If you do this, my guesstimate right now, because I provided all the information, I got it done in 2 weeks. So the FBI, they have, I think, 2 months to a year is their window. They have a legislatively, I think they have to complete it in a year. But generally, I got mine done in 14 days. Gemini said the average was 21 days. If you don't have complicated history, or if there isn't any reason for them to do some initial analysis, my guess, you should be able to get out the door. You might be able to get this completed in 5 to 7 days and end all of your future delays. Thanks for checking out Hunt and Shoot Minnesota. If you got some value from this video, be sure to subscribe. I want to create more content for you. I'm going to dive into more of this technical side, looking at guns, looking at shooting, all of it, everything you need to know. Local places to hunt here in Minnesota. So be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.